Computer. Beautiful. So, let's get straight into it. All right. I want you guys to, I did a poll today, in the group, for people to fill out. And if I look at the results, so the question was obviously, where was it? Day 23 of the 90, how are we feeling? All right. 21 people are still fired up. 20 people are passionate but need momentum. And one person obviously felt like they're lost and needs a bit of clarity. But I feel a lot more people maybe are not being as honest or haven't participated, which is actually cool. But at the end of the day, everyone requires the same foundations from myself to the brand new affiliate. All right. So I want you guys to just reconnect your reason why. Remember why you initially was looking for an opportunity. Remember, like, try and remember what made you feel a certain way to say, you know what, I want to change my life, or something happened in your life where you was disgusted about it, or um a pain point. Ideally, it's a pain point. As you guys know, you only change when something painful's happened. So I don't know, mum might have got sacked, or a family member may have passed, or something painful. That normally is your reason why. But a lot of us during our process, we forget why we actually started. Okay, so I want you guys to really go back and just remember why you started. And if you don't know it, it's probably why you're maybe not moving as aggressive as you should, because if it was at the forefront of your mind, you probably would move a lot quicker. Let me just mute everyone, right? You probably would move a lot quicker. So reconnect it, write it down if you have to. Try and see it every day, whether it's be you write it every day, whether you see it in your bedroom every day, whether it's your phone, your flyer every day, but just remember your reason why you started. Um, Ask yourself, are you treating this as an actual business, which some people have never. Drop a one if you've ran a business before, and drop a two if you've never ran a business. Drop a one if you've ran a business before, and drop a two if you've never run a business. Like you've actually owned a business. Okay. So we got a mixed crowd, right? We got a mixed crowd. Majority of people haven't run a business, and if you have run a business, you probably wouldn't be on the other side of this, as in the business may be going well, but it could be doing better. It's more so down to the mindset, all right? So once you change your perception to this business as an affiliate, and sometimes I wish that the affiliate fee was 1,500 a month instead of $15 a month, because I guarantee you, you guys would treat this so much more serious. But because you're not getting paid, or because your package is you're only an executive, maybe you're only a 700, maybe you're only a 1K, you're not actually taking this business serious. Like we've got people making 100K a month. How can you not take it seriously? But some people just don't. All right. So ask yourself, are you treating this as a business? Or is this just a hobby of when you get time on a random Tuesday, 6 p.m., you're available? All right. Or is it every single week you're available for every single call? The same way you wouldn't miss a job meeting. If your manager said that there's a meeting for your job, you would be there straight away. There's no if, buts, or maybes. You wouldn't ask your boss to record the call. You drop what you're doing and be on the call, else you're getting the sack. I'm not your manager and I'm not going to sack you, but it's the same principles. Or is it when you feel like it, you just want to jump on and it's a hobby? All right. When you have a bit of time, you know what? Let me go into the group chat and let me just see what's going on. Like it's got to be a constant. Business is constant. A lot of people want to be a business owner, not realizing when you start your business, you're probably going to work like the hardest you've ever worked 24/7 for at least a year. Like my first 2 years, and I still do work all the time, but my first year or 2 years, it was an obsession. Like, if you're not obsessed about the business, if you're not obsessed about making money, if you're not obsessed about the goal, if you're not obsessed about your reason why, you're gonna be obsessed with other things. Like everyone on this call, you're obsessed with something. You just need to find out whether it's a positive or it's a negative, or whether it get you somewhere or it won't. Some people are obsessed with problems. Some people are obsessed with their spouse. Some people are obsessed with their job. Some people are obsessed with the gym, which is obviously a positive, but obviously you're not going to go to the gym all day every day, are you? All right. So just have that in mind. Failing forward. Tej did a great call last night where he spoke about we put up a mask of like not wanting to fail or being scared of failure, not realizing like you have to you have to want to fail. Like you have to be okay with failing. Like if your goal, whatever your goal may be by the end of the 90 days, if your goal is to make 10K a month or 20K a month, if I said to you, you just need to fail 100 times at something, how quick would you go through trying things to fail? you'd fly for it because you know that after the 101 time failing, your goal is pretty much there. So when it comes to speaking to people, I spoke to someone the other day that was trying to, we were trying to see if they wanted to renew. They said, yeah, the problem was the monthly subscription. I spoke to a few people, but they just all said no. And in my head, I'm thinking, like, so because you got rejected, you now have just wiped your reason why out the window. You have now just forgotten why you're doing this. This is now not important, and you're now just going to go back to where they're at, which is a job. All right. So get used to failure, get used to rejection, get used to things not going well. Like anytime something doesn't go well, I don't even take it as a negative. I'm numb to it because it means I'm a step closer to something positive happening. All right. Next is consistency beats intensity. We are already day 23 into the 90 days, and some people have already fallen off. 23 days and people have fallen off. That is insane, right? It's because they was intense. They did 3 to 5 TikToks for 5 days, all day, every day. On the sixth day, it was too much. I'm burnt out. You've forgotten your reason why. If your reason why is actually there, guys, you're never gonna burn out. Like you're never gonna burn out because your reason's there. Your reason why is there. Okay. So even if you, let's just say, I don't know, you can't make 100 or 10, 20 phone calls, or you can't jump on every single Zoom call, or um, I don't know, whatever it may be, but at least do non-negotiables. I'm going to go through some non-negotiables next, but at least do the basics. If it's free TikToks, it doesn't take long to post a TikTok, guys. It takes 2 minutes to post a TikTok. At least do small daily actions to compound. All right. Um, Vision, where do you want to be? Yes, we're doing a 90-day run, but I need you guys to stretch your vision. Where are you going to be a year from now? It's now October 2026. How much are you making a month? It's now October 2028 or 2027. How much are you making a month? Right? It's 2030. That's 5 years away, guys. That is 2020. We remember it was like it was yesterday. Everyone knows what they was doing in 2020 during COVID. 5 years from now, what is your vision? How much are you going to be making a month? What are you going to be driving? Where are you going to be living? What are you going to be wearing? What's your vision? And if you can't paint the vision, it's why you're looking at today's failures as all my days, because you don't realize that 5 years from now, it's going to be okay. You're going to laugh at the failures. I need you guys to stretch your imagination, stretch your vision, stretch where you see yourself going. All right. Some of us only can see until Saturday. That's the furthest we can see is what we're doing until Saturday. Not realizing 5 years will come and go regardless. It's just about how you prepare for it. All right. And last and most importantly, become a mentee. I think this is a whole separate topic. This is a whole separate training. A lot of us on this call might say, oh, my mentor doesn't help me, or I don't have mentorship, or I'm not getting the right mentorship. You're not even a mentee. How can you expect mentorship? You want mentorship. You need mentorship. You're crying for lack of mentorship, but you are not a mentee. Doesn't make sense. Ask yourself, are you a good mentee? This is a whole nother training, but just ask yourself before you complain about your mentor, before you want a mentor. I don't mentor everyone. I mentor 5 people, a handful of people I mentor. I coach everyone, but mentorship is a different ball game because if you're not a mentee, I'm not your mentor. Don't call me your mentor. Okay. So just the foundations moving into the end of the year. All right. Core skills. All right. You don't need a lot of skills, guys. You don't need everything. You don't need to be able to do everything. I genuinely, if you guys can master and get very, very good, if you guys can fail at getting good at these 4 skills, you will at least be making 4 figures a month from the business. Bare minimum. Prospecting, finding people. All right. Do you know how to get a list? If I said to you all right now, get a list of 100 people, would you and would you say I don't have that many people, or would you just go and get it? The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is just the way that they think. And one of the thought processes that successful people, when they come across a problem or they're given a task, they have the mindset that there's always a solution. There's always a solution. There's always something positive. Whereas as unsuccessful people, they look at the roadblock straight away. I don't know that many people. I don't have that many contacts. I don't have a big social media. I'm insecure. I have social anxiety. All of the above. Instead of just saying, okay, let me go and get 100 people. And the funny thing is, if I said to you, I'll give you all 10K each, if you get 100 people, you'll go and get it. You'll have 101 people. So when money's put up, the problem isn't so big. But when you just have to believe in yourself, problems occurs. Okay. So everyone on this call, you should always have a VIP list. A VIP list is just people that when a discount comes, when events happening, when something's happening within the business, in your business, right? We're all here. We all have our own business, guys. Like I don't pay your taxes. You are not going to pay my taxes. We are all independent business owners. So when something happens in your business, do you have a list of people that you could contact right now? If you don't, this is why your business isn't moving. And I'm not getting onto you guys because some of you have never ran a business, so you don't know this. But I'd suggest studying it and learning about it. Okay. You have your warm, which is people you know. By the time you're 18, which everyone on this call, you should be over 18. But average, by the time you're 18, you've at least met 1,000 people in your lifetime. Okay. You've at least met 1,000 people. 10% of that is 100 people. If you have to go, we were speaking about this the other day with Samuel. You know when you're really, really working when you end up on Facebook. Like when you really want this and you really want to get your list done, somehow you end up on Facebook and you're messaging aunties and uncles and cousins and people from your seven and people from high school and primary because you know that you need this opportunity. And I was that person. I've been through every social media platform that I had, right? MSN, don't let me go down that far. MySpace, like we're not gonna go that far, right? But if you got to do what you got to do, okay? Um, plant as many seeds as possible whilst getting to work. How you look at this business, guys, how you look at any business, if, for example, let's just say Apple or McDonald's or Nike, some of the biggest businesses in the world, they plant seeds in as many people as possible so that when they may need their product or service, they're the first person that they remember. So if you need a pair of trainers, you think of Nike. If you need some fast food, you think of McDonald's. If you need, I don't know, there's so many businesses out there. If someone going through their life, everyone goes through life, and at one stage, every single person, every human being goes through stage where they now deep their situation and they deep and say, what am I actually doing with life? I'm 28 years old, I'm 30 years old, I'm 40 years old, I'm 21 years old. What am I doing with life? I need to change what I'm doing. Are you the first person that pops into mind that could help them? Ask yourself that question. People are going to go through life, guys. People are going to want to change their lifestyle somehow, some way, right? People always get stuck. People always get to a hurdle of realization of saying, you know what, do I have some purpose or do I do I really want to be doing this for the rest of my life? I remember when I sat up at 5 a.m. When I was working at Tesco, I sat up at 5 a.m. in the morning. It was pitch black. I remember it was like yesterday, and I sat there and I said, "What are you doing, bro? Like, you can't be working a delivery driver job for like how long is what's the plan?" I didn't have a plan. I didn't know anyone at that time that could help me. Obviously, luckily, someone reached out to me. I was on someone's VIP list, thank God. But are you the person that has already planted the seed and now you're just waiting for that person to go through life and then they reach out to you? So over the last 5 years, all I've done is I've planted thousands of seeds. And I know as long as I keep going, as long this works. So it's not like the only way this won't work is if you quit. I need you guys to understand. Like if this doesn't work for you, it's because you quit. Because something has to give. If a farmer's planted 1,000 seeds and he waters the seeds every day, and in the seasons come along the seeds and he don't pick up the seeds, they eventually have to harvest. Now, is every seed gonna blossom? No. But if you've planted enough, you'll have enough. You'll have enough that will blossom. And then when they're ready to be picked, boom, you now have people in your business. Okay, prospecting is so, so, so important, guys. Okay. If How many people, ask yourself this question, right? How many people have seen your business today? Ask yourself that question. Not my business, not Teosi's business, not Samantha's business. How many people have seen your business marketed today? If you've done 3 TikToks and 300 people have seen your TikTok, you've now 900 people have seen your TikTok that day. If you posted no TikToks and you haven't spoken to anyone, how do you expect someone to come? What do you, people are gonna just ring you and say, "Hey, bro, I want to sign up." It doesn't work like that, guys. It does not work like that. So ask yourself, how many people have seen your business today? All right. Next, we have inviting, right? Do you mind, mate? Go away. Right? Inviting. Okay. Invite without sounding salesy. Okay. Very, very important. Yes, we are in sales, as in it's a transaction, but I never want to come across when I speak to someone about what I do that I need them. The moment a person senses that you need them to sign up, you are in trouble and you're now on the back foot. Okay. What are you inviting people to? You could be inviting people to the office. You could be inviting people to an event. You could be inviting people to the 10-minute video. You could be inviting people to whatever it may be. You may be doing an event. You may be doing a presentation, right? But get very, very good at inviting. Also slash promoting, you can call it. Okay. We have an event coming up. We've got Sweden this weekend. We got Huddersfield the weekend after. We got London 2 weeks after that, right? I don't know if you guys watch boxing. Eddie Hearn, he is a promoter. He gets paid the most out of every single person involved in boxing. Why? Because he puts enough bums in seats. I promise you guys, especially guys in London, right? If you consciously choose not to invite people to the event, you may as well not come. I'll be honest. If you say to yourself, you know what, I'm not going to really tell everyone, don't bother coming because you're just going to get there and say, why didn't I invite everyone? Genuinely, I've been there where I said, you know what, I'm not really going to invite everyone. I'm just going to go for myself. If you go by yourself, you're going to sit there and say, why didn't I invite everyone here? Because I'm going to go through obviously our game plan of obviously we invite people, they watch the video, freeway call, etc. You don't have to do none of that if they're at an event. If someone's at an event, all of that is done. The process that you normally are going through is done at an event. All right. Now, to invite anyone, it takes a 1 to 2 minute conversation. Does not take long. If you're on the phone for 5 minutes, guys, inviting someone to watch a video or inviting someone to an event, you're doing it wrong. And like I said, if you don't feel confident in any of these skills, guys, they're skills you can go and learn. That's why I love this business. Same way when I used to play football, if I feel I wasn't good at a certain skill, I'd be in my garden doing the skill over and over and over again. I'd go to the park over and over and over again. I'd go to training over and over and over again. So if you do the same with these skill sets, you will make money. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple, guys. It's a skill set based business. The better you get, the more money you will make. If you don't get better, you're not going to make any more money. Okay. Next, following up. Powerful skill. Powerful skill. A lot of people underestimate it. A fortune is the follow up. The fortune is in the follow up, which means the average person, all right? Does anyone know the average amount of time someone will say no before they say yes? They've heard the opportunity the first time. Does anyone know how many times they will say no before they say yes? Right? 7 times. So you need to follow up at least 7 times with someone before you actually give up on them. Personally, obviously, it depends on certain people, but you don't want to prejudge. But Chris, for example, I'd already made money in the industry. I'd already been in the industry. Chris followed up with me 7 times, guys. 7 times he followed up with me in the whole year of 2023. He reached out to me January 2023, and I had signed up in September 2023. I'm now the second ranked highest business. I have the second biggest business in his business. Imagine if he gave up. None of us would be here. All right. So when it comes to following up, the best way to build a follow-up pipeline, right, is to build your brand. Eric Bell's just come back from Eric Worre. He pays around 30K a year to have mentorship from Eric Worre. And Eric Worre was hammering into how important your online brand is, or your brand in general. Now, what I mean by brand is if you are not in the room and someone says your name, what is it attached to? Don't take this as you have to care what everyone thinks, because some people don't think anyway, right? But if someone was to say your name and you're not in the room, what does it equal? Does it equal you're the party goer? Does it equal you're the person that's always drunk, always doing balloons, always smoking weed, always do up to no good on social media? What is your brand? Everything is a brand. Everyone has clothes on, I hope. You have a brand. It's a brand. It has a label. Ask yourself, what is your brand? It attached to my prospecting, right? So when someone goes through life and they're struggling, are you the brand that they are going to think of as to someone that could reach out to make money online? I have people that reach out to me, say, hey, my friend sent me your number. Apparently, you make money online. That's my brand. My brand is I'm a business owner and I make money online. What is your brand? And this has been 5 years. This is where vision, you guys, all of what I'm going through today is it's like a domino effect. If you have vision, you realize that your brand will eventually work out. It has to, but not if you just pay your subscription and don't do the work. But if you like consciously build your brand over a period of time, following up, your brand will follow up for itself. I don't really have to obviously have to follow up with certain people, but me just being on social media, me just posting on social media, me talking on my story is me following up with people because they've seen where I was and they've seen where I am today. That is now enough for them to reach out to me. But some of us are not posting on social media. Some of us are not building our brand. Why do you feel that someone should reach out to you? You don't just like, I haven't seen anything. If I was on your VIP list, some of you have been here. How long have you guys been here? Drop in the chat how long you've been an affiliate. Not with Gifu. How long have you been an active affiliate? Put in the chat box how long you guys have been an affiliate. How long have you guys been an affiliate? 22 days, 3 months, 23 days since March, a year, 23 days, little over a month, 22 days, 22 days. Wow. 5 months, less than a month, less than 2 months. Incredible, right? But I need you guys to understand, before you was an affiliate, you had a brand. All right. You've now created your VIP list and you've reached out to everyone on your VIP list. Your new brand that you're trying to build is not as solid as your old brand. So why do we feel so naive for people to just say yes when they know your old brand, which is you was always drunk, you was always an idiot, you was always asking for money, you was always gambling, you wasn't a man of your word, you was always lying. That's your main brand. Why do we feel people should say yes? Do you deserve the yes? I was so naive to think that I could just reach out to people and they say yes. Not because they don't trust me. Of course they trust me, but my CV, I don't have a CV. My CV is not looking good. I don't have a good CV. So just don't be naive when it comes to people saying yes when they first start. You need to do the work, give them a reason to change your CV. What is on your CV? What have you done? What are your achievements? And this is why you have to leverage us, guys. So if you're not getting us on freeway calls, I don't understand why you're so naive to think that you can do it yourself. You don't have a CV. Your page is blank. Obviously, some of us may have made money. Okay, you've got that on your CV. Some of us may not have made money. You know, what do you have on your CV? All right. And the last one and the most important one, especially those that are brand new, some of us went to uni for 5 years or 4 years. We went to high school for 6 years. We went to primary school for 6 years, and we was told to study about subjects that couldn't even make us nowhere near 30K a month. 10, let's just start at 10K a month. I think that's the goal for everyone. Every single person, if 10K has to be the goal. Anything less than that, guys, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Genuinely, if your goal is not 10K a month within the next, it took me on my fourth year in the industry, in my third year, sorry, in the industry, end of the third year is when I was able to become a six-figure earner. Okay, when I made my first 10K a month. But if you're learning from me, If you're taking my advice, it should take you half of that. It shouldn't take you 3 years to get to 10K a month. But but during those 3 years, I was studying. I was studying. I was obsessed with studying. I wasn't obsessed with Pythagoras theorem and bloody English literature and biology and all this rubbish. I wasn't that wasn't it didn't even tickle me. I'm not on it. But if I now know that if I study, I can make 10K a month. I can make 100K a month. I can make a mil a month. I'm studying until it's happening. I'm studying until it's done. All right. So consciously dedicate at least an hour a day to personal development. It's a non-negotiable, guys. If I do it with the money I make, if I still do personal development, why do you feel you don't have to? It's a non-negotiable. All right. 1 hour a day of the industry of network marketing. Network marketing is a industry. It's a topic. It's a subject. All right. And 1 hour a day of studying mentors or coaches. You guys can choose. But if you're not sitting down, whether you wake up and you do it or you go to bed and you study, you should have. I could show you guys if I wanted to, right? I have at least 15 A4. A4 is the big papers. I have at least 15 A4 books that are full of notes. If I was to ask you right now, show me your receipts, could anyone do the same? Could anyone? Charles has got his book. Look, Charles is on his journey. 22 days in, or however long he's been here, he's got his receipts. Because 3 years down the line, 2 years down the line, when someone says, "How did you do it?" and I'm telling you guys, I studied my ass off, I've got my receipts. You can't tell me I'm lying. I'm not just making this up. Have your receipts. This is a results-based business. You can't run from the results, guys. You can't run from the work. It will expose you. All right. Non-negotiables, especially if you want to be an executive. These are non-negotiables. Okay. And if you're not an executive yet, I can guarantee you haven't done most of these. All right. Even up to 700, I'd say until you're a seven from executive to 700, from an affiliate to an executive to 700, these are non-negotiables that you need done tonight by the end of the week. By the end of the week. Okay. The first one is Eric Worre, 7 Steps to Network Marketing. Can anyone tell me? No, none of the leaders, Silva to OC, leave it. Can anyone tell me that has maybe studied the Eric Worre steps? What are the 7 steps, guys? Let's just see who's actually been doing the work, who's actually been studying. What are the 7 steps to Network Marketing Pro? To become a Network Marketing Pro, what are the 7 steps? And if there's no answers, it means you haven't done it, which is why you're not an executive, which is why you're not a 700. All right, guys. So please go and study that. That is a non-negotiable on Spotify. Okay. Jim Ron, building a network marketing business. This is an hour audio, right? This is an hour audio on YouTube. Go and listen to it. This was the first thing I listened to when I started network marketing, and it changed the way I thought towards the business. That's all you need to do is you need to change your way of thinking. What you think was this and what you think I think. When people say I think and you make no money, you need to stop thinking. I think I should do this. I think I should do that. I think. Your thinking is related to your income. If you're not happy with your income, you're not making a certain amount of money, you need to stop thinking that certain way. Very, very simple to understand. Okay. Obviously, the office, we have a slight issue with the office at the moment, but we are meeting up in hotel lobbies and we're meeting up on that's not an issue. All right. We can still make that happen. Some of you have maybe 1 or 2 or 3 customers that have joined. Leverage your upline. If your customer only knows you and you are not a rank and you haven't been doing this long, you have a lid on, I'm not going to call it a business, but you've put a lid on your customer. Make sure you get into contact with your upline, your 2K and above leader, and get them on the phone just to pour into them, just to inspire them, just to give them some motivation, just to give them someone else's voice. Because if it's just your voice, guys, remember, you're not at that stage yet. You need to leverage people. Okay. What I do video. Some of you haven't done your what I do video. Please make it a priority by the end of this week. Okay. Get your what I do video done by the end of this week. Okay. TikTok and IG account, that's a non-negotiable. Free WhatsApp group. I spoke to Ella just before this call. This is the ability to go from, and I'm going to go through the funnel as well. Anyone that's interested, you put them in a free group, you send them information. That's how you can filter out who's actually interested in the business and who's not. Okay. 2 to 3 calls your upline a week. Guys, back to mentorship and menteeship. You need your mentor. Your mentor doesn't need you. I'm going to say that again. You need your mentor. Your mentor doesn't need you. You should harass your mentor. You should harass whoever you're working with. Whoever has the results you want. I am giving you the green light to harass them. Not me. I'm not giving you the green light to harass me. Unless I give it to you personally. Don't harass me. There's too many of you, right? But if I have given you the green light and you are not calling your mentor 2 to 3 times a week, your mentor will find someone else who understands menteeship. Okay? And obviously, last but not least, attend majority of calls. I know you guys have another lifestyle. I know you guys have another life. You may be a dad, a mom, you have a full-time job, but you should be attending most of the calls. Most of the calls in our schedule, guys, you should be attending it. All right. These are non-negotiables. If you haven't hit executive, if you're not a solid executive, if you're not a 700, I can guarantee you probably fall short in some of these non-negotiables. I'm pretty confident. Is there anyone that can say they've done all of this and they're still not a good executive? I didn't think so. All right. Cool. If you can't find a solution, right? If you can't find a solution, wait, if you can't find a solution, if you can't find the problem, don't make sense, right? If you can't, if you have a problem and you can't find a solution, you're in trouble. That's what it's meant to say. Okay. So if you have a problem and you can't find a solution, you are in trouble. Okay. So what I need you guys to do is I need you to back test to realize where you're at and why it's not going well for you. And again, you probably fall short in one of these sectors. So number one, do you have your VIP list? Ask yourself, do this, write this out if you can. Do you have your VIP list? If you don't, right, that's the first problem. You have a VIP list. Okay. The next step, freeway calls. Are you getting people in with your mentor on a freeway call? If you're not getting signups, if you're not a rank, you're probably not using your upline to get on freeway calls. If you're getting freeway calls, you now need to follow up. If you're not following up and you don't have a follow-up system and you're not keeping track of how many people you've spoken to, that is probably where you're falling short. Right? Now you've done your warm market, you now need to go on social media, which is a 1 to 3 month process. When I first started launching on social media, it took me 3 months to get my first sign up. 3 months to get my first sign up from social media. Samuel, he's been posting consistently. He's been affiliate for 22 days. He's got 2 signups from social media. Okay. So if you're not doing your 3 to 5 TikToks and you're not getting customers, that's probably where you're falling short. All right. And then last but not least, your Instagram. This is your CV. All right. So I went out today and I was speaking to someone that I met and he was saying, hey, like, are you on LinkedIn? I said, brother, I'm not corporate. I'm not corporate. My CV is my Instagram. Take my Instagram. That's my CV. Okay. So when you look at it like that, we're in a modern day world where we don't hand out business cards anymore. Right. I was saying this to Ella. She come up with a great idea of like business cards, and I thought of it. But in 2025, people are using business cards for Roach. There's no point. Right? There's no point. Just build your Instagram, give them your Instagram. That's your business card. That's your business online CV. All right. Cool. Next is the free WhatsApp group. All right. So this is where we funnel people from VIP, freeway call, following up, TikToks, Instagram, WhatsApp group. right? I have two what so I have now three because I'm filtering it out. I have two WhatsApp groups with over 1,500 people in there. That's everyone that's interested. All I need to do is go there. So I've done my VIP list, I've done my freeway calls, I followed up with people, I post on TikTok, I post on Instagram, they go to my WhatsApp. I've now filtered out people that are not serious. Because if you can't go through the system of TikTok to Instagram to my WhatsApp, you're not going to go from the community chat to your demo account to your live account to jumping on Zoom calls. How you do everything is how you do anything. So if people can't go from TikTok to Instagram to my WhatsApp group, you're not going to go from a demo account to a live account to jump in on our sessions every single week. So I'm filtering out people that are actually built to follow our system. Okay, from 0 to 100K, guys, you need to work your ass off. Work your ass off. If you're not making 10K a month, you need to work your ass off. Work as if you've never worked before. I know we say freedom and time freedom, and yeah, you get that when you work your ass off. But until then, you need to work your ass off. Okay. After the 100K, it's now about systems, right? So we have such a good system within our organization that we will get to where we need to get to. What should we post or write in the free WhatsApp? So what I do is I send in. So obviously we have a results group, a results chat. Anyone that had an outstanding result, I send it to the WhatsApp group. If, for example, I see a mindset, something like a mindset post on Instagram, I just give them, I pour into people. I pour into people. I just feed them like I'm just feeding them, whether it be results, whether it be information about a discount, whether it be a video on how to use the scanners. It's like it's like you want to give them an insight as if they're already in, but they don't actually have access to be able to make money. So give them as much as possible. If you can give someone something for free, they then say to themselves, raw, imagine if I actually had this, like if I was actually able to pay for this. So I show them how to use the scanners. I'll do a little video of how to use a scanner. I'll show them a video of that GFU Live. I might show them a video of being on a Zoom call. I might show them a video of being at an event. I might show them a video or a picture of me in Profit or the team in Profit. I'm teasing them. And over the period of time, and the one that really helps, that's recently helped me got a few sign-ups, is our testimonies on YouTube. I just send in our testimonies on YouTube. They check it out. They see that it's social proofing. They see that there's more than yourself that's winning. People love that, right? People love that. So I don't know if anyone likes anyone been fishing, but when you go fishing, you throw the rod in the water with the bait and you chill. That's all I do. I throw information into the group chat and I don't chill. I realize who's seen it and I message them and I give them a phone call and then we go through the steps. Okay, guys, any questions on this bit? Any questions on this? Just drop a one if we're good, or if you have any questions, let me know. Yeah, cool. Resources. We have too many resources. Ask yourself this question. Are you resourceful? We have too many resources. There's too much help. You lot are you lot are silver spooned. Is that how you say it? Silver spooned? Is that how you say it? Am I saying it wrong? Silver spoon fed. You lot know what I mean. Spoon fed, silver. Anyway, right? You lot get the point. I didn't have none of this. You lot get my point. You lot don't realize how privileged you are to have Mastermind as a system, House of Riches as a system. You don't realize it. Honestly, I didn't have none of this. Absolutely none of this. And we still made it happen. All right. So on the left, we have people to study that are in the industry. All right. So you got Bells, Chris, Nicola, Alex Morton. So obviously Bells, if you don't know who he is, you need to follow him on Instagram. Currently making 100K a month. Chris, currently making 100K a month. Nicola, she's the only woman in Mastermind making six figures and the only black woman in the whole of Europe also making six figures in the business. Alex Morton, he is our VP of sales. His peak in network marketing, he was making 2 million a month. So when the likes of him are in our business, you have nothing to worry about. Like he's got everything to lose in his industry, in his if he's been in the industry, I think maybe 12 years, 10 years. He was with one company for 10, I think 9 years, he made over 100 million, right? So he made basically 10 million a year. Obviously, the first couple years wasn't like that, but with compounding, we're really with some heavyweights within this business. Jessie Lee, she's not here with us today. She passed away, but it just shows that health without money, sorry, money without health is nothing. She obviously passed away with cancer, but at one stage she was the highest earning network marketer in the world. She was earning 18 million a year from network marketing. So ladies, even guys, you can learn something from her. Go on YouTube, check her out. David Aminitier, he's a belief coach. In my first company, he was making 750K a month. Let's just call it a million a month. He was he's not the first, but he was one of the top African American earners. And then Justin Owens, you should all know him on Spotify. He's got like so many audios that in my first year, like I had it on repeat. In my first year, I had it on repeat. The whole album, repeat, 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 repeat. Okay. Now, people to study in personal development, your income with the business, guys. This is why I love the business because it's got nothing to do with anything external. It's got nothing to do with the people. If you're complaining that you're getting crappy people and you're attracting people that are not the best, respectfully, you attract who you are. Respectfully. Okay. So if you feel like you're not getting high quality people, it's maybe because you're not a high quality person yet. So if you develop yourself and you become more quality, you start to attract more quality people. Very, very simple concept. Okay. So people to study in personal development, you got Bob Proctor. If you feel like you're stuck or you feel like you're just kind of stuck in like a daily trance, you're just in a trance, you're just going through the motion, you're just going day by day, you're just like you just feel overwhelmed, you're not in control. It's because of your paradigm. Bob Proctor teaches you how to change your paradigm. Ask yourself this question. All I do is get people to ask themselves the question and hopefully they come up with the answer. I don't want to tell people the answer. I want you to work out yourself. Are you in control of your mind or is your mind in control of you? Very deep question. Are you in control of your mind or is your mind in control of you? What I mean by that is if you tell yourself you're going to wake up in the morning, do you get up or do you snooze? If you snooze, you're not in control. If you take a trade, you say, this is my last trade today. All of a sudden, you're in another trade. You're not in control. All right. Bob Proctor helps you reprogram the way that you think. Jim Ron, obviously he's not here with us today as well, but at his peak in network marketing, he was worth 500 million, 500 million he was worth. Again, when I first started, and I still do now, he was on repeat. Just everything on Spotify, Jim Ron, Jim Ron, Jim Ron. There was no music. Unless you're making 10K a month, you shouldn't be listening to music. You can't afford to listen to music. Right? Bar Saturday, we say Saturday is cool. That's your day. You can spend time with family, you can listen to music, cool. But other than that, guys, it should be Bob Proctor, Jim Ron, John C. Maxwell. You don't have to dive into him yet. He's more leadership. So 2K and above, anyone that's a 2K above earner, they're plugging into John C. Maxwell. Daniel G, I met him in 2022. He's a sales coach, right? But if you want to tap into energy and how sales works, he's a great individual for that. Earl Nightingale, there's a great podcast audio on Spotify, The Stranger's Secret. I'm just giving you guys what I did. That's all I'm doing here. If you want to pick up the clues, cool. If you don't, cool. Right? Kevin Trudeau, your wish is your command, right? I've got Hannah's on the call. I've got her obsessed with Kevin Trudeau, right? He's my rich granddad. He's my rich uncle. That's who Kevin Trudeau is. He's my rich uncle. All right. So, um, your wish is your command. One of the best audios in the world. And then Tony Robbins, your favorite artist, your favorite millionaire, your favorite richest person gets mentored by Tony Robbins. Okay, he's one of the number one personal development coach in the world. Okay, so these are just people that I've studied. These are people I would recommend you studying, because they literally can change everything within your day to day. Okay. How we doing for time? Okay, cool. Four types of knowledge, guys. Very, very important. What I've spoken about is obviously learning knowledge. Okay, so this is at the stage where everyone's at right now, where you're taking notes, right? You should now know what you need to be doing. After this call, you should now know what you should be doing. Okay, you should have notes. Okay, when I get off this call, I'm going to do my what I do video. I'm going to do my Instagram. I'm going to do my TikTok. I'm going to do my WhatsApp. I'm going to listen to this audio. I'm going to listen to this person. I'm going to follow this person. You should know what you should be doing after this call for anyone taking notes. If you haven't been taking notes, all that's happened is you've wasted 50 minutes of your time because information has gone in one ear and it's gone out the other ear. Not by, like, you didn't deliberately not take it in. But as humans, it's impossible for us to take in information, this much information anyway, in a short period of time. You've only taken in 10 to 20% if you haven't been taking notes. So you've wasted your time. Luckily, it's recorded. Okay. Next is where what most people don't do. So you've got your notes. You've got, it looks all pretty. You've got the date, the title, the bullet points. Your notes look beautiful, highlighting colors, and then you don't do nothing after. This is activity knowledge. So this is where you actually, to know and not to do is not to know. I want to say that again. To know and not to do is not to know. You know you shouldn't be over leveraging. But if you really knew, you wouldn't be over leveraging. You know you have to go through enough numbers to get to your yes. You know you have to go through enough no's to get to your yes. But you stop at number two or number three, so you don't actually know that there was a yes at the end of it. Okay, so now this is at the stage, guys, where use your notes and you actually apply what you've learned. So you real life action. Most people don't do action. They just talk. They just have pretty notes. They don't actually get to work. They don't grind. They don't do the work. They don't put in the time. They don't put in the reps. They just sign up to the gym and expect to get wham. They ain't putting the reps. They haven't put a sweat on. They haven't had 3 to 4 hours sleep. They haven't had early mornings and late nights. They haven't put in the work. It's network marketing, not net post free TikToks marketing. It's not net, it's network. People forget the middle bit. You actually have to work, guys. But I can tell you one thing for sure. It is worth it. It is worth it. Some of us are working so hard at our jobs. It is not worth it. Some of us have been working for years. Is it worth it? How long, most of us on this call, you might be working a job. How long have you been at your job for? Let me know in the chat box. How long have you been working a job, guys? Hannah, 5 years. Was it worth it? Not a business, right? A job. Was it worth it? If any of the jobs that you guys are putting in 6 years, was it worth it? Let me know if it was worth it. No job, it was rubbish, right? Let me know. So you guys have been working 5 years, 6 years, and it's not worth it. I guarantee you, this is recorded. Work hard in this for 5 years. It is worth it. It is worth it. Every day I have to pinch myself that I actually have the freedom I have. Even today, I was just thinking like, raw, like there's actually freedom. It's actually a border. Like there's free. Everybody wants freedom. All right. Next is modeling. So this is when now you're maybe going into the menteeship area. You're now understanding. I need to get around people that have the results I wanted. I realize, you know what? I need to get around Chris. I need to get around Bells. I need to get around people that have more money than me. I need to get around Hugo and Jason at the time. I need to get around people so that I can get better because you're a product of your environment. Whether you're strong-minded, whether you think you have a strong will, whether you feel like you're in control, whether you feel like you don't get influenced, it's a science behind people being in the same room as you. If you're around people in the room and there's five of you in the room, and four of you don't think how you think, you are scientifically getting affected by their brainwaves. This is not me making it up. Whether you want to believe it or not, you just being in the room with people, you're actually receiving the brainwaves. So modeling, you now get around mentors. And then lastly, which I don't want you guys to fast track. Everybody wants to do the notes and then they jump on this call, haven't done any of the notes. Tomorrow they do a Zoom call with their team. They haven't done activity. They ain't put in the work. They certainly haven't modeled anyone. Now all of a sudden you're a teacher and a guru, and now you have your own podcast. Now you got you went and bought a mic, and now all of a sudden you got your podcast. This is where you pour into others so you become valuable. You get paid in this industry depending on the value you bring to the marketplace. I'm not better than anyone on this call. I am not better than anyone on this call. As a human being, as an individual, I am not better than you. I am not more blessed than you. But in this industry, I am more valuable. If you was to have a conversation with someone and I was to have a conversation with the same person, who would give that person more value? If you get to a stage where you can say, I am that person to give someone value, you get paid. The more problems you solve, the more you get paid in this business. I'm okay with the problems I get paid. I have to deal with because that's why I'm getting paid what I get paid. All right. Conclusion. It is never too late to make a decision. If you guys have ever broken down the word decision, you may have seen the word side, right? Which is pesticide, homicide, suicide, genocide, right? To make a decision, guys, means that you kill off any alternative. I made a decision when I came across this industry and I went to my first event. I am going to kill off any other option. There was no plan B. There was no plan B. Some of you guys come into this and you act as if you have a better option. And if you do, please let me know. Drop a one if you have a better game plan to make 10K a month within the next year. Drop a one if you have a better game plan. Crickets, right? Which means I don't understand why anything else is important, guys. Like there should be nothing else that's important. You should kill off everything and make a decision. I'm going to do this. No if, no buts, no maybes, no, I'm not sure, or I'm not all in. How can you not be all in if there's nothing else to go in? You're not all in, but you're acting as if there's something else you could do to make 10, 20, 50K a month. Now, the sad thing that I need you guys to understand is the longer you are here, please understand what I'm saying. Because I asked some people, how long have you been in the industry? And they're proudly saying, yeah, I've been doing this for 2, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. Okay, how much do you make? So they're bragging about how long they've been in the industry, but they haven't actually done anything in the industry. Please don't be that person. And understand the longer you are here. So some of you guys are 22 days in, 23 days in, 2 months, 4 months. If you are still in the same position 3 to 6 months from now, it is going to be a very, very painful situation. It's going to be painful. All right. Over leverage our resources. As I've spoken about, we have the Mighty app, we have the YouTube channel, you have YouTube, you have Spotify, you have books, you have audios, you have these Zoom calls. If you are not overusing these, again, you're limiting your potential. All right. Now the next 6 months, guys, then well, let's just call it this was an old presentation. We're now in September. So we have September, October, November, December. We have 3 months. 3 months left of this year. Whether you take this seriously or not, it is still going to happen. Like whether you take this seriously or not, 2026 is still going to come. But when it comes to that, you're going to be in a position where now you can look back and say, I'm proud of myself. I look at what I did. Or you're going to be exposed and realize that you didn't do anything this whole time and you just wasted your time. Please don't be that person. I've done it once. 2023, I came in back into the industry. I had no team. The only person that joined me was Sammy. Sammy was my first sign up. That's the only person that joined me in 2023 September. Bells and Chris sat down with me. They gave me a 90-day game plan. They told me what to do. I did exactly what they did and more. In 91 days, I got to 5K a month, right? I then went into 2024. Now, from 2024 January until July, I didn't do what I should have been doing. So when we was in Dubai and I'm on the yacht and Chris is making, I think at the time he was making 25K a month, and he sat down and said, Josh, why are you not making six figures yet? I was exposed. I was exposed on a yacht, even worse, in Dubai. It wasn't even like I'm in London. He exposed and said, Josh, why are you not a six-figure earner? And I said, Bundis, I've just wasted 6 months. We got back from Dubai. I said, I've had enough. I've just wasted 6 months. I was exposed. I was so uncomfortable. I was embarrassed. I was more so embarrassed, I'll be honest. It was embarrassing. I don't like being, but no one likes being embarrassed. But what are you going to do about it when you do get embarrassed? Are you going to keep on doing nothing and get embarrassed even more? Or are you actually going to take action and now prove to most importantly yourself that you are a six-figure earner, that you are here to actually make money? I went on a 90-day run from July until September. We got it done. Okay. So I really need you guys to lock in if you haven't already. 22 days in or 23 days into the 90. Like I said, some people are falling off. It's fine. This is not for everyone. It really isn't. And if it was for everyone, who on earth would, like, the world wouldn't function if this was for everyone. Who would be the Uber drivers? Who would be the waiters, right? Like everyone has to play their part. I just want you to decide, make a decision. What are we doing until the end of the year? All right. All roads lead to events. We've got Sweden, Huddersfield, London. We then have Portugal. We're gonna have a few in between, but we're gonna have Portugal and then Bali. The next 6 to 12 months, guys, if you don't lock in, you're just gonna be seeing us on Instagram. You may as well block us. Honestly, you're gonna become envious. I would, because we're in the same business with the same products and services, the same resources. Why are people winning and I'm not? We have the same products. We are in the same business. We have the same compensation plan. We pay the same monthly fee. Why are we not making the same money? What's the factor? You're the factor. Okay, guys, so please take action with what I've said today. If you haven't done what you needed to do, get it done, and I'll promise you, you will be an executive and above. I don't even want to look at executive as like uh uh I'm not gonna say not an achievement because every rank is an achievement, but the goal is 10K a month. Executive isn't gonna help your reason why. It's not gonna make sure your kids are good. It's not gonna retire your parents. It's not gonna give you freedom. But 10K a month can help you get there. All right, guys. So with that being said, let me pause the recording.